Hello, this is James Taylor from Therapy Business School. Now, this is the second video I'm making for our YouTube channel. Notice I say our channel, not my channel. It's going to be ours, alright? We're going to share this because I'm going to be hopefully providing you good information and good content. But also, if there's something in particular that you would like me to talk about, maybe explain, put my slant on it, tell me in the comments. I'm going to be reading every single one, alright? So this is going to be our channel. Now, I suppose a good way to start might be to explain a little bit about myself, so you know what I'm all about. So maybe consider this a bit of a first date, alright? So again, my name is James, and I'm a counsellor, a hypnotherapist, and a life coach. Now, pre-COVID, I was working in London. I was working up in Harley Street, and don't let that, there's no delusions of grandeur about working in Harley Street. It's just an office, and it's just a very well-known road, alright? So that doesn't make me special in any way. But I was working there pre-COVID, and then when COVID struck, the world closed down, and I went purely online, and now I remain purely online, even though COVID is now on the way out. Hopefully that's going to continue. Now, one of the things that made me become a therapist was before I was doing any of this, I was in the police for 23 years. And I could only help up to a certain point. And then it was no longer my role or my remit, and I didn't have the time to be able to help in a way that I really, really wanted to. At the same time, I was getting quite disillusioned with the police. I started getting disillusioned about 10 years in. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do? And through a series of events that I may even share on this channel, I retrained to be a therapist. So I was a counsellor first. Now, after I became a counsellor, and I was still volunteering, and I was working with different clients, and I noticed that sometimes the answer seemed just beyond the client's reach. And they were very frustrated with this, and I was frustrated with them being frustrated with it. And it just didn't sit well with me. Now, I'm a firm believer that we have the answers to our problems within us. And that got me thinking, well, if the answer's not in the conscious part of the mind, maybe it's in the unconscious part of the mind. So I retrained to be a hypnotherapist, and I found that to be true. Now, what I found with hypnotherapy, I talk a lot in stories and metaphors, I should say, so expect a lot of that on this channel. But imagine if you had a big, posh, grand mansion house, and you knew where some of the rooms were in a part of the house, but there was another part of the house, maybe the west wing, and you didn't go over there. Maybe you didn't even know the west wing existed. Well, if we're looking for an answer for a problem, if we go into the rooms that we know about, that would be the conscious part of the mind. If we go in those rooms, we could tear those rooms apart. If the answer is not in those rooms, we'll never find it. But if we go over to the west wing and have an explore in those dusty, dark rooms that we haven't been before, we might find some answers. Well, this is what I found with hypnotherapy. Almost like that advert where, this can reach certain parts, other bits can't. I found hypnotherapy can reach parts when it comes to helping clients that counselling can't, and vice versa as well. So I retrained to be a hypnotherapist. So now I was seeing clients for counselling and hypnotherapy. And then I was getting client requests saying, I don't really want to talk about my past. I don't want to talk about my parents. I don't like the idea of going into a mystical trance and all that Hollywood stuff that people buy into. They said, I just want to go forward. I just want some new tools to go forward in my life and maybe not make the same mistakes that I've made in the past. Well, that seemed to make a lot of sense to me. So I retrained to be a life coach. So then I was seeing clients for 3 modalities. And then I retrained again to become a hypnotherapy supervisor. So I have a few strings to my bow. During that time, I've spent thousands and thousands of pounds learning how to run a business. And I mean thousands and thousands of pounds because I'd never done anything like this before. Now, on my journey, as well as spending the thousands and thousands of pounds to learn what to do right, I was making mistakes. I was making mistakes along the way, not with client work, but business mistakes. and that became quite costly. The problem was I didn't know I was making the mistakes. So I was making the mistakes, not knowing about it, and wasting money. So I decided to get myself trained up. So then I spent thousands of pounds doing that. And then me being me, and me being a bit of a rescuer, if I'm completely honest, I thought, wouldn't it be good if I could help other people, either brand new or established, and they could benefit from the mistakes that I made, from the knowledge that I've picked up along the way? Could I translate that in some way to make it easier to understand? So that's the reason for this YouTube channel. I mean, I do that in another area as well, because I've also got a podcast channel. But it sounds like I'm bragging, and I'm really not. I'm just saying I do lots of different things because I want to help. And the reason that I'm making this video is because I want to help you. I want to help you be better than you are. All right? So that's just a little dip of your toe in the water about me and about what I do. Hopefully the first date has been okay, and hopefully you'll come back for a second date. All right? So welcome again to Therapy Business School. My name is James Taylor. Somewhere in this video there'll be a link for the next video. Click on that. Don't forget to do the like, the share and the subscribe. That really helps the YouTube algorithm spread the word, and it's all about sharing the love. All right? So I'll see you on the next episode. My best wishes. My name is James. Bye bye.